Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Balázs Németi, I work at DIF, and I'm gonna walk you through the platform that we are going to use for the DIF face-to-face meeting. It's called Gather.town. So first of all, you can name yourself or use your own name, and please use your full name and your company affiliation so that we know that who are you and what company you represent, as well as if you're an individual, please just avoid the company representation. You can check your input devices, which camera and microphone you are using, and you can toggle it on and off by clicking on these icons next to your preview. So let's join Gather.town, shall we? So welcome to Gather. This is a game-like experience for virtual conferencing. You can move around with your arrow keys or your WASD keys on the keyboard, just like this. And the whole game or the whole experience is based on proximity, essentially. But before I show you that, I can show you how to change your character. So you can pick your favorite character, you can select a color. And this is how you can individualize your look throughout the game. Let me show you the proximity. So if I get close to Juan, hi Juan, good morning. I can now hear and he can hear me, so if he speaks, you all can listen.
Yep.
But as I get a bit further, first his camera will start fading, and if I get even further, he essentially disappears. It is because the game is based on proximity, and it's sort of emulating the ability to have a more conference experience where you're close to people or not. Juan, let me show you something. Please come with me to the bottom left corner of the map.
Hi.
So essentially, this is a whiteboarding area. And if you can see on the bottom of my screen, there is a small bubble came up, press X to interact. So in any time that you get close to an interactive object on the map, there will be a small bubble popping up here that you can just follow. This is press X on your keyboard. And if I press X, we essentially enter this whiteboarding space where we can, for example, draw a smiley, and Juan, who is also here, can just enter and interact with me or with more people. So this is a big whiteboard. You can create new pages. You can look around what has been already there. It's basically here to capture ideas or moments. To exit the space, you can use the top right corner X, or you can use the escape button on your keyboard. Juan, there was something you wanted to show me, right?
Yeah, use the follow function. It's kind of far away.
Yeah, so here in the bottom left, you can see chat, which is nearby, or I can direct DM to Juan, or I can actually send a message to everyone in this room. But what Juan asked me to do is that in the bottom left, there are these two figures where I can see every attendee. And if I click on Juan's name, I can locate him on the map. So there is this line shows up, or I can say to follow, and my avatar automatically starts to follow Juan. And this follow function goes as long as I don't start to use my own keyboard. Because at the moment you will see that I just started to use my keyboard and now I lost the follow function. Basically, we came to room 1, 2, and 3, which are designated for Google document interaction, but these rooms also has a specialty that they act as like a closed room with no proximity, which means that you can see now on my screen that Juan is pretty far, but we can still see him on the top, and if he speaks, we can keep hearing him regardless of the proximity, as long as we are in the room. However, he went now through the color boundary, and that means that he exited the room, so I'm not able to hear him anymore. And now if we enter the Google document, press X, there was the bubble, a short loading screen with this fruit.
I think we have a vandalism problem. I don't know how that happened.
I am entering.
Bad
It's still
behavior.
loading.
Bad behavior.
And now we are here, and I can just type. Yeah, I arrived. It's a Google Doc. It logged in from my browser, and I can just use it straight away and interact and capture ideas and moments. Again, as before, we can exit this space by clicking X. And
if you're going to be hosting a side session in here, you can go into the document ahead of time and leave little notes about how much of a nerd Balash is or diagrams. If you want to get feedback on a diagram, you just paste it in here and write down the feedback you get, and then you've got notes of the session.
Indeed, and these documents will be shared along with this link of the recording, so you can already set up the meeting using the Google Docs that are already pre-created. Let me show you the private rooms in the center. So these chairs are essentially made to create a cone of silence-like experience. So if I sit in the chair, I'm no longer able to hear or talk to Juan, who is just next to me. But once he sits on another chair, we are in the same cone of silence, and we can just have a private conversation on these armchairs. And yeah, it's just for making smaller gatherings possible, or networking opportunities. And the last thing we wanted to show you is in the workshop room and the main stage, they work the exact same way. So let's enter. So here you saw the bubble came up in the bottom of the screen, as well as there is the little helping information on the ground. If you click X on your keyboard, you essentially get a Zoom link that you can enter, and Zoom pops up, and you can join a Zoom call as normally would do. Many of the meetings will be on Zoom just because it's recorded, and we can keep it for future use. But this is just for organizing the event. And once you are done with the Zoom, or you want to look around and go to another session, you can just close Zoom, come here and re-enter. And you can see that's it. Gather.town is very simple. Juan and I will be here the whole time to give you some information, as well as we place some user manuals on these colorful cones that you can also open with X, and then you get a short guide on how to use it. Or you can just always ask us and we will help. With that, thank you very much and have a nice day.